Hi, this is Ron Nutter with another edition of TechBytes with Ron Nutter product reviews. Today we're looking at the Klein Tools RT310 outlet tester, which also covers AFCI and GFCI, and three things you need to know. If you're not familiar with AFCI, that's arc fault. And from what reading I've done, that's basically it's when your two wires are arcing. That's what it's going to be looking for. And GF is ground fault. That's been common for many years, that if there's a grounding problem, it will help identify that. So this is good to have. Something else I just recently found, this is according to an electrician that did some work for me, GFCIs need to be replaced at 10-year intervals, even if they're still working. Apparently, they do have a limited lifespan. So I had a circuit go dead, and it's what it came down to. Once you replace the GFIs, circuit came back to life. And of course, when you don't know how the house is wired, that doesn't exactly help you. Anyway, getting on to the task at hand. Thing number one, this tester is handy to have because it detects common wiring faults in standard AFCI and GFCI electrical outlets. So if you've got hot and neutral flipped, if you've got any number of things, if your best example I have is periodically going through your house and making sure something hasn't changed that you didn't know about, or if you're looking to buy a house and you want to make sure that you aren't looking at any surprises. And I've had that happen. I had a tester that one time showed up and it did find a problem which had to be fixed. Thing number two, this tests for AFCI devices by simulating arc fault conditions. Like I indicated earlier, this is when it's kind of like two wires being connected and the sparks going. That's the best thing I can equate on that. Again, do your own reading, because I may not be totally on point. So please have a good understanding of this before you look at getting any testing device like this. Thing number three, this tests GFI devices by simulating ground fault. Now, typically you'll see your GFI outlets there. I think, at least in the US, they are code required when you got an outlet near water. That's the most common implementation that I've seen. Although I'm looking at one situation to where I got an outlet near water and it's not GFCI, but that's a conversation for another day. So let's take a look at this one. And there's some reading you should do before getting to any device like this. But this is a tester that you may not need it but once in a blue moon. But when that once in a blue moon happened, to quote a credit card company, it's priceless when you got the right tool to test for it.